Today I have a new album review from the band Dirty Honey. This album is called Can't Find the Breaks. It was released on November 3rd, 2023 through Dirt Records. They are part of the new wave of classic rock revival or something like that. I just made up that term on the spot. They are similar to the band Greta Van Fleet, but this band Dirty Honey sounds more like Aerosmith and the Black Crowes, or at least in my opinion they do. They also mention Guns N' Roses as one of their influences. Dirty Honey is from Los Angeles. They formed in 2017. The band includes singer Marc LaBelle, guitarist John Notto, bassist Justin Smolian, and their new drummer Jaydon Bean. Now for a quick history. The story begins with John Notto, the guitarist. He moved to Los Angeles seeking fame and fortune, just like Axl Rose did in the beginning of the Welcome to the Jungle music video. I don't know if he was chewing on a piece of straw when he exited the bus, but it would be interesting if he did. He met with Marc LaBelle, the vocalist. Marc was in his band called Ground Zero, and John joined the band. They formed their band and they took on Justin Smolian. They eventually found Corey Coverstone and they changed their name to Dirty Honey. The band decided to record the new album in Australia with longtime producer Nick Didia. They spent the entire month in Australia recording the album. This was a new experience for the band since their last album had to be recorded via Zoom due to the pandemic. If you want to know the album is called Can't Find the Breaks, here's a quote from the band explaining it. We decided to call the album Can't Find the Breaks because the title was almost a time capsule of our lives right now. We're constantly on the move and living each day city by city. Sometimes being a touring musician can feel like you're on a train going full speed. And even if you could find the breaks, would you want to? So let me go track by track. The first track, Don't Put Out the Fire. This is the opening track. I thought it was excellent. It reminded me of the Black Crowes with a cool slide guitar riff. The song also has some blues and gospel vibes. Reminded me a little bit of the band Cinderella when they started to change their sound. The album A Heartbreak Station comes to mind. Won't Take Me Alive is next. This was one of the singles. It has a pretty cool music video. First thing I thought about the song, it reminded me a lot of Aerosmith in the 70s. You hear the Joe Perry influence in the guitar playing. I also admire the vocals. It reminded me a little of Robert Plant. I know this band will always be compared to Greta Van Fleet, but I enjoy this band a little more, I think. Dirty Mind is track number 3. It's a respectable song. It has more of a southern rock vibe. I was feeling a little bit of a Leonard Skinner influence on some of the guitar riffs. I like the vocals. The vocals were easy to listen to and the drumming was great because the song has different tempo changes. I thought it was a very good album cut. Rome is next. This track is number 4. This is the first ballad on the album. This one takes me back to the 70s. It's an enjoyable song. The vocals are very emotional. I like the guitar playing on this song. The other thing I like about this song is that they added some keyboards in the background and the bass guitar just sounds first rate. Get a Little High is one of the harder rockers. I thought this reminded me a lot of the Black Crowes. There's a lot of energy in this song. The vocals are very soulful. One thing I like about the song, as well as almost every other song in the album, is that when the guitar solo comes in, you hear both the guitar and the bass, and they're playing in sync with each other. That's a cool thing about this band. Coming Home, Ballad of Shire. This is one of the singles. It's a ballad. You probably knew that from the song title. It reminds me a lot of Going to California from Led Zeppelin. It's mostly played on the acoustic guitar with finger picking. It's a very soft and beautiful song. It's a good song. I enjoyed it a lot. Can't Find the Brakes was one of the singles. This is a harder rocker. I also thought that this was a pretty cool song. The guitar playing reminded me of some classic Aerosmith. The song has a lot of energy, and the drumming was also great on this song. Satisfied was a pretty cool song. It reminded me a lot of Led Zeppelin. I know I've been dropping a lot of names from classic rock bands during this review, but this band is not trying to imitate anyone. They just let you know who their influences are. This is a good song. The bass playing stands out in this song. The vocals are also very melodic. Ride On is a harder rocker. I was thinking of AC/DC from the song title, but it's very different. The song is very bluesy. I thought this was an amazing deep cut. I could hear a lot of influence from rock bands of the 70s. The song has an awesome rhythm, and it's the kind of song you can just stomp your feet to. You Make It Alright is the third ballad on the album. This one has a southern rock and country feel. This one's more laid back than the other, if I mention the ballads. This one might be the best vocal performance. He really shows us he can sing in a higher range. They also add in some soft keyboards, and that makes the song stand out. Rebel's Son is the last track on the album. It's a little different. First of all, it was the longest track at close to 7 minutes long. It's the kind of song that has a slow build. I thought the vocals were amazing. They were very melodic. Things start to get interesting about halfway through the song. They switch gears. They slow it down. Then after that, this goes into this bluesy piano part that seems to come straight out of nowhere, kind of like a Layla type of piano solo thing. And it was cool. It kind of reminded me of some like classic Rolling Stones. The song picks up the pace at the last minute and with some harder drumming. So I really like this closer. Now for my final thoughts, this band has an interesting history because at first they released a self-titled EP that was about 20 minutes long. Then their debut album was self-titled in 2021. I reviewed that on my channel, but that was only like 30 minutes long, so it felt like a second EP. This one feels as if it is their first true full-length album. There's a lot of variety in the songs. You have some harder rockers, some more soulful songs, and softer ballads. This is their best album. This band would probably get compared to Greta Van Fleet. I've said that already. They're both young bands trying to revive classic rock. I think this band is better. This album is much better than the last Greta Van Fleet album. I recommend it. My score is an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know what you think in the comments. Check out my review of their first album right here. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Please like this video. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. I will see you in the next one.